Hey friends, Ash here. Hope that you're doing well. Cologne fragrances are extremely popular and continue to get more and more popular as time goes on. And one of the main reasons for that is they're freaking cheap. They don't cost much money. Gee. And how cheap is cheap? Well, sometimes extremely so. And with that in mind, I wanted to talk to you guys about 15 of the best cologne fragrances that you can currently get today for under $20. You're pretty much not gonna find anything cheaper than that. I mean, when you're talking a fragrance that's actually wearable, that's well done, under 20 bucks, yeah, especially with inflation and how much everything is getting more and more expensive. If we're talking about designer releases, niche releases, at full retail anyways, pricey. And I'm also gonna be giving away a few fragrances to you guys in today's video as well, so stay tuned for that. I'm giving away everything here, or three things. And there's also a huge sale right now for cologne fragrances, hundreds and hundreds of them, which is linked in the description below. So you can find even more fragrances than I'm gonna talk to you about here today for under 20 bucks. Because of the sale. That's a temporary thing, but still. That sale is going to be linked in the description below, and the code for the sale that you need to know is LAT10. So the link will take you to a page that has every single fragrance that's included as part of the sale that code will work for. And that sale ends this Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. So like I said, there are hundreds and hundreds of cologne fragrances that are part of this sale. So if you've been wanting to scoop some up, check it out. So after the video, you can go ahead and click the link in the description, check that sale out, and scoop some stuff up if you are so interested. Let's get started. The prices that I'm gonna give you here today are the prices that I found on the website before any codes or anything like that. By the website, I mean Fragrance Buy. To keep things even, I use that for all of these different fragrances pricing. The first one, $17.52 US. It's Lattafa's Sucrate. And this is a clone of Aqua di Gio Profumo. And these prices I give you here today could fluctuate ever so slightly as time goes on because it's based on Canadian to US dollars conversion rate, which is why a lot of these are kind of weird prices. Like this one's $17.52. You know, you would think it'd be $17.99, but it's because of conversion from Canadian to US. So $17.52. Like I said, it's a clone of Aqua di Gio's Profumo, so it's gonna give you that extremely versatile scent profile, nice compliment puller. The quality is good. You can spray this one on and go immediately. You don't have to wait for the dry down or anything. It doesn't have a funky opening. Nice, fresh, sweet, kind of aquatic citrus opening. It doesn't have a huge amount of incense or anything in there, but it still is absolutely gonna remind you of Aqua di Gio Profumo. And realistically, you could also use this as an alternative to Aqua di Gio's Parfum, because Aqua di Gio Parfum is pretty much the modern replacement for Aqua di Gio Profumo. So it's a double clone, Parfum and Profumo, even though it came out before the new Aqua di Gio Parfum, but that doesn't matter. We're gonna retroactively rule that a double clone. Then we got one from Maison Alhambra, which is Hercules. And this is a clone of Parfums de Marly's Herod. One thing that I realized as I compiled all the fragrances for this list is that Lattafa and Maison Alhambra almost have a stranglehold on like the $20 and under clone fragrance market. There are a bunch of ones that hover around like 25. You know, Fragrance World has a bunch of those. Armaf has a bunch of those, up to, 30, 35. But if you're talking about 20 bucks or less, that for the most part is Lattafa and Maison Alhambra. They have out-cheaped the cheapsters. They were like, yo, let's take it one more cheaper. Let's go. There's absolutely gonna be one person who gets that. DJ Hansel reference. So yeah, this one's $17.64. Random. Don't know if you noticed that, but check that atomizer. Definitely looks like a knockoff Parfums de Marly bottle with an Oregon Trail wagon cap, but the fragrance, really well done, actually. Wonderful smelling sweet tobacco fragrance, nice warm spices in there, perfect for fall and winter time. Again, amazing quality for under 20 bucks. And their Parfums de Marly clones, at least the ones that I've smelled, have been very well done, talking about the Maison Alhambra ones. So you could kind of just look across and find like your preferred clone of whichever fragrance you want an alternative to, and it's probably well done. Another Maison Alhambra after that, Kismet. Not Kismet Angel, which is now known as Kismet Magic, just straight up Kismet for men. Very important. You don't want to get Kismet for women. That's a different thing. This one is somehow even cheaper still, $16.95. And this one is a clone of Tuxedo. Of course, Yves Saint Laurent's Tuxedo, and one of the few fragrances that's a Tuxedo alternative that doesn't look like it just comes in a straight up Tuxedo style bottle. So what I mean by that is this. Ta-da! It's very popular to do a Tuxedo alternative and basically make it look like this. Honestly, that's like the same cap. That's like the exact same cap used across 4 different fragrances here, 4 different brands. They got that cap creator, that cap stockist on speed dial, and they're like, yo dog, you got some of those Tuxedo caps coming out with a new one. All right, go away guys. Back to this. As I said, it's an alternative to Tuxedo, but in a different style bottle. Even though this one, Kismet, does not come in a fancy Tuxedo looking bottle, it actually might have a nicer presentation overall than those fragrances. And it's gonna give you that same rich, deep, bold patchouli scent profile that Tuxedo has. The nice bit of sweetness, perfect for an elegant evening out, only for under 20 bucks. Another Lattafa up next. It is Facar Black, which is a clone of Y Eau de Parfum. Cost $18.79. And this is one that looks absolutely nothing like the fragrance that it's a clone of, but it does give you fish scales on the back, which is, it's a choice. Somebody was hitting the blunt and they were like, you know what? Fish scales look pretty cool in that bottle, brother. Darn good release though. For under 20 bucks, you're getting a fragrance that has blue fragrance versatility, year-round usage. It has that sweetness off the top, that compliment factor you would expect from an Y Eau de Parfum style scent. Solid performance as well. And it's that type of fragrance that you can get for pennies on the dollar and just use it anytime you don't want to think about what you're wearing. Fragrances with that type of versatility, basically just Swiss Army knives. Bust them out whenever you need. Next, we have a fragrance, finally, that's not from Lattafa or Maison Alhambra. It's from Fragrance World, and it's Posh Malt. Definitely not one of their more hyped fragrances, but it is one of their cheaper ones. $17.64, and this one is a clone of Pure Malt. Hence the name, Posh Malt. It all makes sense now. Presentation on this, really simple, especially when you compare it to a lot of the other French Avenue or Fragrance World fragrances. This is gonna give you that boozy sweetness that Pure Malt has/had. It's a really well done alternative in the sub $20 price range. In terms of performance, it's a little bit less than Pure Malt is, not quite as strong, but still really well done. And of the posh fragrances, because they have a few different posh ones, this is one of the better ones. In that sub 20 range on Fragrance Buy right now, this gonna be one of your best bets from Fragrance World. On we go to another Lattafa, Oud for Glory, which is a clone of Oud for Greatness from Initio. And I feel like this is a fragrance that has just been steadily dropping in terms of price over the months and years. It's just gotten cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And at this point, you can get it for under $17. It is $16.93, which is just really goofy. I don't know how much cheaper this one goes. Maybe 15, 14, who knows? But it just keeps getting marked off. I know it's really popular. A lot of people will say this is one of their favorite Lattafas out there. And to be fair, Oud for Greatness is crazy expensive if we're talking about full retail. And this even gives you a knockoff bottle. I mean, it's heavy. It feels good in the hand. It's not like it feels light and crappy. And they didn't put a little sticker on the front because some clones, they just slap like a little sticker on the front there and it looks like trash. But this one, they have a little wraparound metallic plaque sticker. Great performance. It has that sweet saffron oud scent profile just like Oud for Greatness. And Oud for Greatness is one of those fragrances that lends itself to being cloned. And by that, I mean, they have a lot of them out there that are Oud for Greatness, and a lot of them are actually really, really, really close. There's some fragrances where the clones just don't really quite get it. Oud for Greatness, not one of those. They can get that one pretty close. Let's go Armaf next. Très Nuit. This is a green Irish Tweed alternative right here. Right here. $19.40 though. Ooh, pricey. What are you doing, Armaf? $19, ooh. so costly. Yeah, it's pretty close to the $20 cutoff, but really well done. Green Irish Tweed is a big favorite of mine. Absolutely love that scent. And actually, many years ago, I was wearing Green Irish Tweed a lot, and my wife was getting sick of it. I guess she thought I should be occasionally switching the fragrance up. And I bought this in 2015. It was produced 06, 2015, and still smells good, actually. Apparently it expired 06, 2020, but it's actually still really nice. That's why it's important to store your fragrances, kids. Store them properly. But yeah, I got this in, and I had her smell it side by side with Green Irish Tweed, and she was like, oh, I like that more, you should wear that. So I was just like, you got no taste. No taste at all. But she did, she really liked it. It's got that green freshness, just like Green Irish Tweed, maybe a little bit sweeter than that one. Not quite as deep or rich, but still extremely well done for sub 20 bucks. And if you're looking around that price for Armani fragrances, that's one of the best you're gonna get. Really nice for spring and summer. Good to the office also. We are staying with Armani, but now we're going down in price to $16.95 with this Armani Legacy, which they spelled like they were, I don't know, taking part in a RuneScape dungeon run or something. Just really trying to hit you with that internet speak here. Legacy, spelled L backwards 3 G upside down backwards E S I. What? It's cool, I guess. Bottle opens up like this, kind of like a little Zippo there. So that's neat. I guess you can try to look very fancy with it, right? You just, I'm James Bond with my sub $17 Armani. James Bond loved a good deal, right? Somebody call a doctor because these deals are sick. All right, back to this. It's a clone of Chanel's Platinum Egoiste. Very classy, masculine scent profile, probably going to appeal more to middle-aged guys and older. Awesome office fragrance, very barbershop-y, clean, and like I said, a classic fragrance style. And actually really well done. 17 bucks, stupid good. And I can actually taste it right now because of where I sprayed it around, was moving around like a moron. Yeah, I ingested it. It's just all in here. My olfactive sense, my mouth, everything is that. We're going back to Maison Alhambra. The price, $19.49. The fragrance, Dissin, Bright Peach, which is not known as Bright Peach anymore. It is now known as Coral Blush, but it's the same thing. So if you do find Bright Peach, that is Coral Blush, and vice versa. Basically, Maison Alhambra got their little hand slapped because does this remind you of anything? Yeah, obviously it does. And so they got in trouble and they had to change the names of their Tom Ford looking fragrances and also the presentation style. So that's why you got 2 names and 2 bottles and all that stuff. It is an alternative to Bitter Peach from Big Tommy F. And yeah, sub 20 bucks, smells awesome, assuming you like peach. But to be fair, if you buy a fragrance that's named Bright Peach or a fragrance named Coral Blush that you now know used to be named Bright Peach, but you don't like peach, you're an idiot. So that's on you. Blame yourself. All I'm saying is there's like a fragrance named Mega Pepper or something like that, and you go like, man, I hate pepper. I hate it in my food. I hate the smell and the fragrance, but hell, man, I heard about this fragrance named Mega Pepper. I'm gonna take a swing on it. I'll see how that is. Oh, I hate it. I blame everyone but myself. So yeah, Bright Peach, it smells similar to Bitter Peach, Coral Blush, whatever, but it does have more of a sweet peach aspect to it off the top. Obviously with the name Bitter Peach, that lets you know a little bit more how that one flows, right? This one is on the sweeter side. So it's not a 1-to-1, but it is a good alternative. Guys, we gotta speed it up. The next one is Lattafa's Assad. Let me face that forward towards you. What is Assad a clone of? Of course, Sauvage Elixir. You gotta know this, come on. I'm just playing, you already know. $17.09 is the price for Lattafa Assad. Assad Zanzibar is like 16 and some change. But between you and me, Assad Zanzibar kind of sucks compared to Assad. Keep that between us. This is the most well-known alternative to Sauvage Elixir on the market. Nice performance. It has that spicy woody, very masculine scent profile to it. Around this time of year, fall and winter, perfect choice. Very easy to wear around this time of year, daytime or evening. And that's another one that is crazy popular. Of the ones that are up here right now, I would say the most popular ones are this one right here, probably this one, and this one, if I were just doing like a top 3. If you want Sauvage Elixir on the mad cheap, that's the one you check out first. All right, guys, let me go ahead and do the giveaway really quickly, and then we'll bust through the last 5. I'm gonna give away 3 things here, and it's not even anything I'm talking about. I've gone over this in a couple of videos here recently, but I got a lot of stuff through the year that I was like buying extras of when I saw good prices, and I was gonna give them away toward the end of the year. I kind of screwed up my timing. So I've got like more stuff to give away, and I haven't done enough videos to give them away. So that means more stuff for you. So Moscow Mule, I'm gonna give that away. Actually, I have 2 of these. So in another video, I'm gonna give away another one of these. Then Georgians, the King John, and Etheric Straight from French Avenue. So 3 different fragrances here. Hopefully, you really love one of these or all 3 of these, whoever wins. It's not sponsored by anybody. This is just crap that I have picked up. Legitimately, I have a lot that I'm trying to give away to you guys. So to be entered in the giveaway, you just have to be subscribed to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment down below. And in that comment, just let me know what your favorite sub $20 fragrance is. Doesn't have to be a clone. It could be something you bought 10 years ago. It doesn't matter. And if you've never bought anything sub 20, whatever your cheapest fragrance that you really liked was. That's all you gotta do. Couple weeks, I'll pick a winner with random comment picker. I'll throw it up on the community tab. If you're the winner, hit me up and I will ship that out to you. Let's keep going. Lattafa again, Roms Silver, 1764. That is a clone of Ultramall. And I find this one a little bit interesting to an extent because it's a dirt cheap alternative to Ultramall, but it's nowhere near as popular as like Afnan's 9 PM. But it's still really, really well done. It's got that sweetness that Ultramall has, that complement factor, ease of use. God-awful ugly bottle, it just looks hideous. I mean, you're talking about $20 fragrances here, $15 fragrances. This looks like one. Some of these maybe you could get away with saying it was more expensive. If somebody doesn't know any better anyway, like you could show them maybe this one, right? Oud for Glory, and they'd be like, oh, that's pretty heavy. Look at that, metallic, that's expensive. Maybe you could do the little flippy flip with this one. I said, yeah, like that. Maybe they would think that looks nice. Maybe this one, maybe that one, who knows? This one, you're not fooling anybody. Hand them this and be like, how much do you think that costs? And they'll be like, $10. Looks cheap. Smells good though. Smells real good. But God, is it ugly. Maison Alhambra, again, Afro Leather. Afro Leather. This is one of those fragrances where they basically say, hey guys, how close do you think we can get to ripping off that fragrance before they show up looking for us? Like looking for us with baseball bats. Apparently the answer is somehow you could get this close and it's no problem, but don't let Tommy F catch you slipping. So this one is a clone of African Leather from Memo Paris, which is a fragrance I love. And this gets as close as you could possibly ever hope to get for the ridiculous price point it's going for. 18 bucks, under 18 bucks. Yeah, fantastic, sweet, warm, sexy cardamom with vetiver and leather underneath. The leather is not animalic, it's not dirty, it's not, sun-baked African leather in the Sahara. It's not that. It's more like a sweet, easy wearing leather with woodsy undertones, but whatever. Absolutely killer, and for that price point, steal. Now I will say, if you really love the scent profile of any of these fragrances and you can afford to get the original, I would scoop up that original. But as I've said a million times, back in the day, back in my day, when I had very, 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 very little money, if they had clones like these around back then, I would have worn the heck out of them. Armand Le Parfait is next, an under $17 doll hair fragrance, $16.81. That's your price point. And this is kind of a mix, kind of a hybrid. And it's a little Aventus, a little green Irish Tweed. Little bit of each, and they give you a magnetic cap. It's actually not too terrible, all things considered. Not amazing, it's okay. Talking about the cap. And this is something you'd think you would see a little more often, right? These little hybrids from big clone brands, Armand, Lattafa, etc. You would think that they would do that a little more, but they don't. Just makes sense that they do that, but whatever. So you're gonna get some of that Aventus style from this, that bit of woodsiness in there, some of the fruits off the top, but then it also has that green aspect from green Irish Tweed in here as well. Makes for a fragrance that you can wear pretty much whenever you want, that has a nice classy edge to it, but also good compliment factor as well. Unbelievably cheap up next. Anna Avied Rouge from Lattafa, $13.64. Baccarat Rouge 540, another fragrance that has been cloned to death, and a lot of those clones are real close. Probably not actually a big surprise. You know, we talked earlier about Oud for Greatness, kind of how that one is very often a fragrance that can be cloned extremely closely, very similarly. Same thing with BR 540, and they're compared a lot of times. Oud for Greatness, BR 540, very similar in some aspects. If you're looking for the best, just absolutely clearance bin price point, BR 540 alternative, it's this one. This is the one. That's the first one you need to stop at and pick up. And if that works for you, you don't need anything better than that, you're good to go right there, under 15 bucks. All right, last fragrance, Proud of You. Proud of You, Absolute. I technically cheated for this one. It's $20.88. So yeah, but after the 10% off, it would be under $20. So, is it really cheating at that point? I don't know. It's a clone of Stronger With You, Absolutely, in case that presentation style did not give that away along with the name. And again, very well done. Warm, sweet, sexy, just like Stronger With You, Absolutely. It's one of those ones that I think in the opening, a little bit more different, like slightly more different than the original. And then as it dries down, it gets closer to the OG, which happens sometimes with clone fragrances. Like the openings will be a little part, and then it goes. Not that it's super different off the top or anything like that. It's just that's where you'll probably notice a little more of a difference. And there we go, 15 clone fragrances under 20 bucks. Again, that sale is linked in the description. You can take 10% off of everything that's on that sale page. Hundreds of different fragrances. LAT10, LAT10. And that's good through Sunday, end of Sunday. So just be aware of that if you want to check that out and see if anything strikes your fancy. Thank you all for hanging with me. Again, the giveaway, if you want to be entered in that, you know what to do. Stay safe out there, guys. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.